Man, there are a lot of people out there who really do make a fuss out of everything, and I think that that shows a bit of mental weakness, to be honest. Um, Especially when they're making a fuss out of things that are just like is just like a slight inconvenience to their day, and especially when they're not even in a rush, but they still get angry and work up like a public fuss over like the slightest inconvenience to their day. And it's just a massive projection, it seems. Like, obviously, something isn't going right in their life, and it's a projection. And I just feel like there should be less projections, man. Like, can't people just mind their own business and just keep it to themselves, man? Also, I think that by like expressing this anger over these slight inconveniences is actually making them even more unhappy. I feel like if you just, I feel like if you battle through it in your yourself in your head, and you don't like give in to that anger, then you actually become happier for it. I feel like the more that you give into the anger and you show, you work up this fuss, you show this public tantrum over the smallest things. I feel like the more someone does that, the more they become an angry person. So yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing, and um, so many projections out there, man. There's just so many projections out there, and this is the thing about a city, is that you're surrounded by so many different types of people, right? And sometimes I feel like I don't want to be, in the sense that if there's people out there who get in tantrums over everything, there's people out there who are very violent in the city. There's people out there who there's all types of different people, but I feel like I honestly feel like like a busy city can breed some of the worst things, some of the worst like traits in people. I feel like because it's so busy and people are trying to get to places, and there's people in their way maybe, or there's it's crowded on the bus or whatever. It brings out the worst in so many people, in so many in a lot of people who can't control their own minds and um, can't remain calm, through these things. Um, but like, I honestly understand why some people out there would want to just become a hermit. To be honest, instead of having to deal with people's shit, if you become a hermit, you don't have to deal with people's shit, and that is pretty. That's peaceful, man, and that's quite appealing, is it not? Imagine being able to go through life without having to deal with other people's shit. It's a very it's a very appealing thing to me, at least. And I feel like a lot of the problems I could get in my life, I feel like I could avoid a lot of the problems in my life if I literally just didn't. Um, if I was just by myself, man, if I was just a hermit. And the thing is about like a big city is that you're around so many people, but you don't know any of them. Like in the streets, you're around so many people, but you don't know any of them. So there's so many people like in a big city that you don't choose to be around, like in the streets, when you're at shops, when you're whatever. But cities kind of, yeah, you're forced to be around so many, so many people who you don't choose to be around. Like, again, in shops, in the streets, on buses, and so on. Whereas I feel like the smaller... I feel like in a village, like there's less people. And I honestly feel like in general, in a village or a small town, people just get along with one another better. Maybe that's not right. There can be maybe gossip in villages, small towns. I haven't experienced that myself particularly. But like, I honestly feel like people just get along with each other better and have more patience in those kinds of places. And I honestly get it. Like, I don't see why that's not appealing to everyone. Being in one of them smaller kind of places like a village or a small town, because the fact is that there's not the busyness, there's not the noise, there's not the pollution, there's not the you don't have to deal with so many people's shit. So like, there's a lot of appealing things to that, to be honest. So I don't know whether, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper to live in a village or a small town or whatever. It's actually cheaper, a lot cheaper than to live in a big city like London. Yeah. But this is why not everyone can like you. Like, even if you try to do right by everyone, not everyone can like you. It really is so true. Because the fact is, someone might not like you just because they're jealous of you. Someone might not like you because you've got something they don't have, right? So that's not because you're a bad person. They might not like you just because, yeah, they're seeing you have something that they don't. And that's why you just can't be liked by everyone. It's just the reality of life. And I'm starting to feel like it's not even worth trying to get everybody to like you. It's really not. It never works. It never would work. And to be honest, I just don't get like how it's that difficult for everyone to just get along, to be honest. Like, this is like throughout history there's always been conflicts and whatever. But the fact is, like, is it really that difficult for people to just get along? It should not be so difficult, man. It just really shouldn't be. And, like, this just goes without saying. I don't even know why anyone would have to even say this. But, like, why? Why can't people just get along? It doesn't seem that big of a thing. And the thing is as well, like, these people who do project, right? They project, like, the hard things they're going through in their life on other people. And the thing is about that is, yeah, they're putting all their shit, their own shit, on you, right? And you've got nothing to do with it. But the fact is, in like a big city, you're always going to have to see these types of people. Like, that's always going to be a thing. As long as I live in a big city, I'm always going to be seeing that. Always. Like, the people who make a big fuss out of everything, public fuss, a public tantrum over if they have to wait a minute in line, or if their coffee was slightly off in some kind of tiny way. And, like, I've worked as a barista, and I've seen, like, how shit it is dealing with some customers, man. It's unbelievable. And yeah, I feel like everyone just, like, not everyone, there's so many people out there who just, it's almost like this tiny inconvenience to them is almost like an excuse to let out all this, like, shit inside of them out. Even if it's not a big deal, it's like, it's just, they almost see it maybe as like an excuse to, like, put all their shit on you. But the fact is, as long as I live in a big city, I'm gonna be seeing this stuff. And I don't want to see this stuff. I really don't want to be part of that stuff. And it kind of sucks how I'm always gonna be seeing it. And this is again why, like, being a hermit, being in your own space, whatever, is so appealing to me. Like, I don't have to see all of this bad stuff out, you know, I really don't in my own space. I just don't have to see it. And that's fucking nice, man. I don't have to deal with anyone's shit. I don't have to see any of that stuff. I don't have to be a part of that. I don't have to be a part of any of that stuff. Like, what would be ideal would be being around the people you know you get along with, and just, like, having a little community with those people in the middle of